Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's your world? I hope all is well. Everything here is we're whatever. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. I don't know. We'll talk about it this week at some point. But today is just simply happy birthday to all my Marine Corps brothers and sisters out there. Very much appreciate you continuing to carry the torch and to bring honor to the Marine Corps. For those of you who are not aware, today is the Marine Corps birthday. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. But November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday, and it's kind of a big deal. This is our 250th. We are 1 year older than the United States. Marines were formed in Tun Tavern in 1775. And it's a big deal when you're a Marine. And we all wish each other happy birthday. I've reached out to my brothers and wished them happy birthday today. Uh, it, it's pretty awesome when you're in the service. The Marine Corps Ball, you may have heard of this thing. It is like a traditional evening gown ball that happens every year on the Marine Corps birthday, and it's really fantastic. My first year in the Marines, I did not get to celebrate at the ball because I was still a recruit. I was supposed to have graduated, which means had I had graduated on time, I went to boot camp. I think it was the end of or the beginning of August. So I should have graduated right before the ball, I think. I don't remember exactly when, but basically I would have been out. I would have been a Marine, and I would have been able to go to the Marine Corps Ball, wherever the closest one was. But I got hurt. I got hurt in boot camp. I Boot camp in the Marines is 13 weeks. The last 2 weeks, well, the last like 5 days are kind of administrative days. You're already a Marine at that point. Then there's 3 days before that you do the Crucible, and that's when you get penned at the end of that. You become a Marine at the end of that. The week before that is what's called A-line. And A-line is basically like an introduction to infantry maneuvers and that kind of stuff. Like we have a whole infantry combat training school that happens after boot camp, but that week is kind of like it's part of the program where you have to pass these tests in order to graduate as a Marine. And during that time, so I was like literally when I got hurt, it was almost the end of A line. I was like a week and a few days away from graduating, and I fractured my hip. I had a stress fracture in my top of my femur, and I ended up spending 2.5 extra months in boot camp. So boot camp for me was almost 6 full months. Yeah. So maybe I went in July. Must have been. It must have been July because I was there almost 6 full months. I got out like right around Christmas time. So 5.5 months, whatever. I must have gone in July. Doesn't matter. The point is, I didn't get to attend the Marine Corps Ball as a Marine my first year in the Marines. Instead, I was still a recruit. I was in what's called Med Platoon, and Med Platoon is basically where all the guys who got hurt during boot camp go. You have a maximum of 90 days or 3 months to stay there and get back into rotation. And if you don't heal up in that time, you get kicked out. It's not you weren't. I think it becomes an honorable discharge or a medical discharge. I think it's a medical discharge. It's not an honorable discharge, but you're just discharged for medical reasons. I ended up surviving it. In 2.5 months, I made it out of there on a ton of ibuprofen and like literally minutes. Basically, for me to get out of to go back into rotation and graduate, I had to be able to do the 3 mile run in whatever the maximum time was. Like I was 18 at the time, and so maybe the maximum time you're allowed to run is 26 minutes or something like that. I don't know what the actual time is, but do 3 miles in 20, maybe it's 28 minutes, whatever the time is. I came in like about 30 seconds before the end. I was crying. It hurt so freaking bad, but I did it, and I got to go on and become a Marine. And had I not made that run that day, I don't think I would have made it through boot camp. I think they would have kicked me out. They might have given me another chance if I could heal up in a week or two, but so I spent my first Marine Corps birthday in Med Platoon, and all I really remember was that it was an off day. We didn't have to do anything that day. There was no The normal staff cycle. I don't remember what all we did, but we did physical therapy and stuff like that during the day. That didn't happen, and instead, and I do remember getting a piece of cake. They brought us cake. Another important part of the Marine Corps ball. My first Marine Corps ball that I got to experience was 1998. I still have the glassware, I think. This was on Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. All of my friends. The Marine Corps ball, like I said, it's a legit party. It is Marines dressed up. You see the guy on TV in his dress blues. If you own dress blues, for most people who don't know, in the Marines you buy all of your uniforms, and the dress blues are optional, and they're like $500. So when you're getting paid, at that time I think we were making maybe $1,000 a month or something like that. $500 for a uniform. Some of us could afford it, some of us couldn't. I didn't buy mine. So if you don't buy your dress blues and you go dressed up like that guy on TV, you wear your alphas, which are green. It's a green suit with a tan undershirt and tie, and you have a green campaign cap instead of the white one that you see the guy on TV with. And people get all dressed up. Some people wear their swords, their ceremonial swords. NCOs and officers have a sword. Some wear those. And it's a ball. It's a legit, wives wear evening gowns. There's cocktails. There's cake. There's food. There's usually speeches. I mean, it's a full-on, what you would think of as a ball. It was awesome. It was really, really fun. Bunch of friends and I had a really good time that night. And I don't have a lot of recollections of others. I have a ton of pictures from that night. At that point in my life, I was still carrying my camera everywhere I went. So I took tons and tons and tons of pictures. So I have lots of pictures of friends at my first Marine Corps ball. And like I said, I still have some of the glassware. They had custom etched glasses, whatever the date, however many years it was. And my unit, it was CSSG-3 at the time, which doesn't exist anymore. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. And so for Marines, today is a very special day. It's it's the foundation of our pride of saying we are the Marine Corps. We existed before this country existed. We formed to help build this country. It was that's what it was. Yeah, big day. So happy birthday, brothers and sisters in arms. I very much appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's ever even attempted to go through Marine boot camp or Marine training. It is it's extremely challenging, and there's a reason why there's a high failure rate, and there's a reason why there's not a lot of Marines in the world. It is an elite group, and I'm honored to be a part of that group. So happy birthday. Okay, you guys got any questions, thoughts, comments? Want to know anything else about my time in the service? You should put that down below. While you're down there, leave a like on the video. If you're new here, please subscribe. I very much appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We have been learning 20 mantras to start your day loving people. And number 14, set an example. Treat everyone with respect, even those who are rude to you. Not because they are always nice, but because you are. And do your best to be thankful for the rude and difficult people too. They serve as great reminders of how not to be. That's a good one. I often forget that when I see a rude person, it is important to think of it as I don't want to be that person, as opposed to that person's really rude, because maybe they're just having a really tough day, and you're going to have those. The goal is to, when you have a tough day, to not be like that person.